Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome back to Let's Play Spyro 2, Ripto's Rage. We completed Crystal Glacier and Skelos Badlands in the last video, and we need to go somewhere else. I see a portal right there, let's go for it. And that is Breeze Harbor. And once I get done eating those butterflies, we'll be good to go. Let's see what's going on here.
Please excuse our mess, Spyro. We are currently suffering from a land blubber infestation. First they put out the fires on our boilers, and now they've shut down our ship, too. If you could stoke up the fires under the boilers, I'm sure you could make your way to the ship. The steam from the boilers will activate our highly advanced machines.
So, this guy is a breeze builder, and the guys we met and helped in Zephyr were land blubbers. So never on the other side of the war that we saw in Zephyr. So we need to light some fires to activate some machines, and there's one of our new enemies right there right now. These little guys that we saw in the opening cutscene, these little fish guys and these buckets, they will wash themselves with their little brushes if you keep them around long enough and just watch them. And you want to make sure you take those guys in the buckets out, because not only will they spit water at you if you get close enough to them, but if they notice that a fire is set nearby, they will put it out. And there's one of those land blubber enemies. In case you couldn't tell, yes, he was drinking from his own fire hose. Despite their friendly looking gaze, they are enemies. And I was wondering if I could... There we go. They're actually drinking from their own fire hose, their own little weapons, and then they, like, do the most polite belch in the world. And just like the little bucket guys, if you do get close enough to them, not only do they dare you to come closer, they will squirt you with water. And these guys too will put fires out. Now, setting this fire actually rose the water level here, allowing us to continue. Those little metal things that shot out spikes and had those goofy looking smiles, we cannot destroy those with either our attacks, and if we try to flame them, they just absorb the heat. So we're going to have to find another way to defeat them, and they are for one of the orb missions too. Now these platforms are controlled by this fire. We have to get rid of all the enemies first, and once we set it, they start moving. And it's a good thing I waited, because that thing was probably going to move as soon as I tried to get on it. Let's go ahead and jump on this. Don't jump on these while they're moving. Do not jump straight up, otherwise you will have to glide to wherever or fall into a pit, whichever is more likely to happen. And those bucket guys, you do have to ram them. I forgot to mention that. Might as well get another close-up shot of these guys cleaning themselves with their brushes. And this is how we're going to defeat these little mine things. There are 8 of these in all. We have to use like some sort of cannon fire in order to get rid of them. That's like the only way we can dispose of those types of enemies. And it looks like we're going to have to defeat more enemies in order to see what's beyond this point. And these two guys are just pulling pranks on each other. Now we have a catapult here, and that's powered by the fire. But we need to get rid of these two guys first. Well, it was a good thing we had a extra life there. I want to make sure that I get some of the gems that are here before I go. I forgot to mention these clams are the fodder for this level. And we now are up to 54 extra lives. Like I said, getting extra lives in this game, once you know the whole 10 fodder for a life trick, is really, really easy. And by taking the catapult here, we're able to get on this ship here. Now these two firefighter enemies, what happens is the guy in the bucket just moves around in a circle here on the ship here, and whenever it approaches one of the firefighters will like put water in the guy's bucket. And there are two fires that you have to set. They're in little nooks here on the sides of the ship, and once you do that, the ship will raise up and you'll be able to make it to the end of the level. You will have to get on one of the wings though. No, wait, no you don't. You won't have to.
Thanks for getting our ship fired up, Spyro. Now we can proceed with our counterattack on Zephyr. Please take this talisman as a token of our gratitude.
So we don't have to use a wing to get on there, even though you can stand on them. And by getting the talisman here, after getting the talisman at Zephyr and doing everything that there is to do there, we basically just became pure neutral, I guess. Now thankfully, we can use the wing to get over here. This gives us the super spring power that we first saw in Colossus. And we're going to need to get up here because this is where we're going to get one of the orbs. And this one will take a little bit of time to get.
How lucky for me that you came along. My machinery is broken, and the gears I need to repair it are scattered all over the tracks. Could you hop on that trolley up there and get them?
This one is a 5-star orb. We're going to have to get on a trolley and collect 50 gears. We will be switching tracks and shooting targets with our cannon there, just by pressing circle. And as soon as you get on, if you shoot, you'll get rid of that box, that little steel box there. And if you move into that sign there, you'll basically stop the mission. And I'm going to take this road, so that way I can get everything on that end. And you're going to have to time it to get everything on that end. And time it so that you can shoot down all these things. Oh, and by the way, you have to press X to jump or you won't make the gaps. I am making this look far more simple than it should be. And for some reason I was still able to do that. Now I was still able to go left, but I should be able to go right now and get that last gear. I did it all in the first try.
That was great work, Spyro. Now I can start fixing my machines. Here, I don't have room in my toolbox for this thing anymore.
So for that mission, you're going to have to time your shots carefully to hit those little arrows with the targets on them so you can switch lanes when necessary. You're going to have to use left and right as adeptly as possible to switch to some lanes. when you can't obviously use one of those arrow signs. You will have to shoot down the TNT barrels, you will have to jump over gaps, and those little crates. You can run through them, I think, but I just usually jump over them anyway. And if you actually fail the mission, you'll come back to this guy and he'll say, "Trouble with the trolley, eh?" before telling you how to use the trolley. And it just becomes so annoying that it eventually becomes a catchphrase of some sort. So now that we can do things here, I need to figure out how to get to the rest of the little spike mines. And I should have waited before that went to complete stop. I forgot those things come to a complete stop. Also, these things are being pushed around by a little fan. That's excellent. Luckily, it can't hurt you. And this is where you probably... You probably saw... I probably saw like 2 of the mines there, and that was like probably led to something else. I forgot to check this area. Well, this is good. This will allow me to destroy some of the mines. I could have shown this off earlier. What happens if I... Okay, I went too high there. What if I were to do it here? Okay, I'm getting them. And we got 5 out of 8. There should be a 6th one. Can I see it from here? Don't think I can, but what I can do is get really close to that guy as I get the gems and notice how soulless his face is. So we know where that guy is at, thankfully. This is gonna be way... That was way too high. This will probably do it. If I aim low enough. There we go. That's 6 of them down. Now I just need to figure out where the last 2 are and I should be good. And I think I took care of the 2 guys that are here. Oh, this is where you go to trigger the mission and learn about in the first place.
Those land blubbers have littered these metal spike mines all over the harbor. If you can clear them out, I'll give you this orb I found in a clam yesterday.
Well, at least he's upfront about the orb as soon as we talk to him. And I'm pretty sure if you talk to him again, he just tells you about the cannon. Okay, he basically just says the same thing. Well, while I'm here, might as well go ahead and go for the box. And thankfully it'll all fall down out there, so I think we have to go back to the beginning of the level for that. I think. Or maybe that's later in the level, I'm not quite sure. But nevertheless, we are going to have to get somewhere. In order to get those gems, and I was almost carried off. That would have been really, really bad. Trying to figure out where those things are. It may be at the beginning of the level. Yeah, it's definitely going to be at the beginning of the level. Because I'm not seeing those orbs anywhere. Not those orbs, those gems. Well, so what I can do, instead of just going out there in a normal way, and thankfully in case this thing has risen, you can go back to the ship here. I can just fly all the way out here. That's where that thing was. So now we have all of the gems, and we can take this whirlwind back over here, I believe. And I need to figure out where those last mines are. They're somewhere. I just have no way of knowing where they are. This one can be a toughie, I think. Where in the world are they? And I can't use the gems anymore. I can't use all 4 shoulder buttons anymore because I use those. I pretty much found all the gems at this point. Trying to figure out where I saw mines. This is something. This is kind of what I get for not doing any practice runs prior to doing these videos, but then again, in the case of this game, is pretty much part of the fun. Because it just shows how much I do remember. Oh, they were right here the whole time. I forgot to look left. Let's go ahead and shoot these things down.
Thanks, Spyro. Here's that orb I promised. Sorry if it still has clam juice on it.
And I think that should be the last of the orbs. Only 2. Shows how much I remember about this game. So we will have to take these ships one more time to get to where we need to go, which is to the end of the stage. I do want to take the portal out. And so we've got this one completed in a matter of minutes. And that's pretty much all the areas near the start. I'll now have to go inside the actual castle in Autumn Plains itself just to enter even more levels here. So we are now done with everything in Breeze Harbor, and I just remember that Metro Speedway is near everything. Not sure if I want to do it quite yet though, because again, well, then again, Metro Speedway may not give me as much trouble. It's somewhere over here, right?
Would you like me to take you to a world where you can find a new talisman? Okay, come find me if you ever need help finding a world where you haven't got the talisman.
Thankfully, I know where everything is, especially this. And I believe I will probably take on Metro Speedway in the next video. So join me next time where I go into Metro Speedway, try to get all the gems there, try to get the orb, see if I can get the skill points as well. Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!